In 2017, I was a piece of shit. That was also the year that I bought my first car. My best friend told me I picked a car that suits me well and fits my personality. At the time, I didn't know exactly what he meant by that, but now I get it. It's because the car is a piece of shit. Getting your first car is an exciting thing. I remember spending countless hours on Craigslist and Auto Trader, looking at different makes and models, trying to find the best car within my budget, which was $12,000 in cold hard cash. It feels good whenever you work hard for your own money and you're able to go out and make your first big purchase, your first car. Or at least I imagine it would. I wouldn't know. I inherited the $12,000 when I was 9 when my grandpa died.
Oh my God, bro.
I wanted something cool and fun to drive, so I narrowed it down to 3 cars. A Mustang, a Civic Si, and of course the G37. I decided no on the Mustang because it snows here in PA, and only having a rear-wheel drive car in this climate is dumber than Lloyd Christmas.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this.
I also couldn't afford the V8, and I didn't want to get a V6 muscle car because then I'd have to get my right ear pierced. And then with the Civic, I decided no because I remembered that I was looking for something cool and fun to drive. These are my dad's 2 cars. He's probably shaking his head right now, but I have my own house now. What's he gonna do, kick me out? So I picked up this 2010 G37 XS sedan, and I think I made the best decision I could have made with my mindset that I had back then. I don't regret buying it, but I wish I got a different car, and I kind of regret buying it. Here's why. 3 months after I bought it, it started randomly going into limp mode and not letting me get above 4,000 RPMs. So I would pull off to the side of the road, shut it off, turn it back on, and it'd be fine until it happened again. It happened like once or twice a week maybe, and I was 19 and stupid, and it was like, you know what, I'll just put up with it for now. I was too cheap to go get it checked out. So it was like that for 3 months. Then finally, my check engine light came on and it would not let me get above 2,500 RPM, which made it nearly impossible to drive. Restarting it didn't work anymore, so I was like, I'll just drive it to the shop. I was too cheap to get it towed, so you can imagine the amount of people that gave me the bird while trying to merge on the highway, limited to 2,500 RPM with my hazards on. After a $300 diagnostic bill, Infiniti called me up and said they found a sensor that was bad. I forget what it was. This was like 6 years ago, but it was a $400 sensor, so I told them just do it. So $700 later, I picked up the car, and 2 days later, I had the same issue. So I dropped it off again, and they found a bad galley or gallery gasket, whatever you want to call it. Of course, just my luck. A $6,000 job. That's half the price that I bought the car for. So I politely told them no thank you, and drove off, ticking off more people in traffic because I was still limited to 2,500 RPM. I had a guy with more knowledge than all those Infiniti grease chunkies put together do the job for $3,000. And included in that price, he also flushed out my transmission fluid for me and changed my timing belt while he was in there. And I haven't had any drivetrain issues since. Besides that one day last year where it randomly wouldn't let me shift into 3rd gear, and between 1st gear and 2nd gear, it felt like a big thump and like someone was rear-ending me, but it wasn't. It was a transmission, and just did that to torment me, to make me wonder when it's gonna leave me stranded, probably on the way to something important far away from home like Comic-Con. But we don't talk about that. I'm just kidding, that'll never happen, because I don't go to Comic-Con, because I'm not a... I also had this issue once where randomly, for 2 weeks, it was like a 50-50 whether the speedometer would work. It was just like completely blank half the time. Then 2 weeks later, it started working again all the time. I have no explanation for that one. Explanation, not explanation. Exclamation. Recently, the passenger foot area started collecting water. It smelled like $267 billion. Musky. Musk? Elon Musk. Turned out to be just a condensate drain getting clogged, so I went underneath the car and penetrated it with my screwdriver, and then it started gushing out water, and that fixed the issue. It took like a whole week for the smell to get out of here, just because it was so saturated, and it was, ugh. But then, once the smell was finally gone, the driver's side started getting wet. So then, of course, I was like, oh, why is it on this side now, not the passenger side? Because this time, it's the sunroof drain. I don't know, it was a pain in the butt to fix, to take out all this, and then I had to get a little needle nose ply. Anyways, it was a pain. And it's weird that two same symptoms, wet where your feet go, were by different issues within the same couple weeks. It's a curse, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of, but Infinities are known to have some water draining issues. So yeah, once that was all taken care of, then there were just kidding. I had another clogged line from my sunroof, except this time it wasn't on this side down here, down there. It was up here on the passenger side. So it was just dripping down from the headliner, getting the seat soaked and everything. I got off work one day. Yes, I actually have a job now. I'll tell you guys about that in another video. But I got off work, I was like, oh, finally, I get to relax. But nope. This amazing piece of machinery, bro. This amazing piece of machinery. I love it. That wasn't too bad. I just had to undo all this, my headliner, and unplug it. I gave her a good flush from here, and it went right down. So I'm thinking maybe just between this connection and in here, maybe it got a little clogged or something. But plug her back in, and we'll see if she's good. Hopefully. Moment of truth. Drain. Yes. Yes. Drain. Drain. Yes. Yes. Yeah. All right, we're good to go. She's good for about 10 million more miles. So thank you for tuning in to this whole fiasco, this emotional roller coaster. Just my luck nowadays, I guess. I used to be known as the lucky one in my family. Everyone called me the lucky one, but now I'm just left and right taking L's all day, every day. If someone's preying on my downfall, please stop, bro. I'm cooked.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say,
yes, it's had a few reliability issues, but it hasn't been too terribly bad. I have over 200,000 miles on it now, and it's treated me fairly, but I don't recommend it as a first car. Wouldn't suggest it at all. And I'll tell you why inside, because I am freezing my butt off. Gotta put the baby back inside. I am not going to leave the Supra out. Gotta put the baby back inside. Beep, 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 beep. There you go. I cannot wait until springtime to drive this thing again. It's so cold out. I'll try not to hit you guys. No promises. And then this car goes over here because my wife needs the garage. It's funny because she works from home like 3 days out of the week, and I have to go in every day now. Yet I am a good husband and I give her the garage. It's hard to find that nowadays. I'm the best, you know? You know how much I love you! Anyone interested in the G37 clearly wants something on the luxurious-y, sporty, performance-y side of things. And it's a decent price for 330 horsepower, and it has reasonable amenities for the years that they were made. But it's just not quite as affordable as you may think. I was spending $191 a month on insurance when I first got it, which I guess in today's day and age doesn't sound too bad at all. But back then, the average person my age was spending maybe $90 to $120 a month on insurance. So there's that. And then also the G37 requires premium fuel, which when it's your daily driver and you're averaging 19 miles per gallon, it really adds up over time. And I know any sporty or luxury car is going to require premium fuel. The Supra obviously does, but that's not my point. If I could go back in time, I would get a basic Honda Civic as my first car. But back then I was just so focused on having the best thing that I could afford. I felt like I needed it. I wasn't worried at all about reliability or insurance costs or petrol costs. I just wanted to set myself apart as much as I could and not get a basic car. But now I realize that your first car should never be anything but a reliable and efficient car. If you get something that's dependable and cheap as your daily, you can start to save a lot of money and then eventually buy your dream car. You'll have a lot more money for it then. Buy your Supra a few years later. Then a year after that, you can upgrade to a GTR. And then you can go to a Huracan and then a Koenigsegg, all because you have a cheap, reliable daily. The only reason I don't have a Koenigsegg right now is because I bought a G37 as my first car.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I hope that makes sense. And the G37 isn't a terrible car. If you really want it, go ahead and get it. But I doubt it's your dream car. I don't think it's anybody's dream car. So get something that's going to be cheaper for you. And in the long run, I promise it'll pay off. You'll be able to afford something you really want. But I'm stuck with her now because nobody's paying top dollar for a G37 with over 200,000 miles on it. So whatever. It is what it is. Maybe I should have made this video on how great of a first car it is. Which will drive up demand, which will drive up the market, and then I'll be able to... In 2017, I was a sexy, reliable, fast, luxurious, desired person. That was also the year that I bought my first car. My best friend told me I picked a car that suits me well and fits my personality.
Ladies and gentlemen, I guess religious gentlemen because only people watch my videos. But anyways, welcome to the time it takes after video.
Oh, hey guys. I honestly didn't see you there because I must have forgotten what you looked like. I haven't filmed anything since January. Everything you saw up until this point was filmed back then, so I've been busy. I actually filmed the majority of 2 different videos back in January, this obviously being one of them, and I even edited them. Just never finished them. But at least I'm finishing this one now. Seems like every video I make, I always have an excuse of why it took so long. And then the next video takes even longer to come out. So you probably won't be hearing from me until 2027 if I continue this trend. My main excuse for you this time is the basement ending scene. The first one took forever to edit what was going to be playing on the projector and then also filming it downstairs. And then in the future videos, editing more what was going to be playing on the projector and then obviously also filming down in the basement. It was just a lot of effort and it seemed like it took up too much time and thought through it to just film like, what was it, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and then more of that. So I got so caught up on trying to figure that out that it held me back from posting regular content that has nothing to do with the basement scene. So I just decided to ditch the whole idea. Alas, I'm posting this now because I finally let that go. It was kind of stupid anyways. It wasn't real, obviously. What was the point of that manifestation, symbolism, weirdness thing anyways? So yeah, I'm glad we get to finally catch up. It's been, yeah, it's been way too long. Lots has changed for me this year so far. I've lost 25 pounds, slowly but steady. Before I started filming this, I actually rewatched what I already filmed for this video, and I saw me sitting on the couch there, and whenever I leaned back, I saw my big fat bundle, so I was like, ugh. But yeah, finally making positive change in that direction, but the downside is somehow it seems to be transferring over to my wife. Don't know how that's working. She's looking kind of fat lately, but what can you do? I've done some renovations to the house. What else? I've been working. I've accomplished very little this year. But it feels good to finally be finishing this video, though. This after video kind of sucks. I didn't think this through. This is all just... and I also forgot how to do lighting well. If I'm going to plan on making any more videos, I need to relearn how to make good lighting and set up my camera. The aperture is not where it should be. Yeah, so I need to relearn all that. Anyways, I guess this is the end of the video. Before I end it, though, I want to let you guys know, as you saw earlier in the video, I do have Snapchat. for Tolerate Tate, and then also Instagram, which is Tolerate Tate, and X, which is Tolerate Tate. I think I even have a TikTok account, which I haven't logged into in 2 years. So yeah, follow me on there so you can see probably nothing. Yeah, the best use of following me is probably to make bets with your friends on how long it'll take until I post something on any of the platforms. It'll be a fun little way to enjoy it. But a word of advice to you, bet against me. That way you can collect. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see ya. Yeah, I'll see ya.
Yeah, I'm going crazy.